veterans. In today's video, as a former VA rating specialist trained by the Department of Veterans Affairs, I am going to give you some things to avoid VA claim delays. Make sure you stick around. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. You know it. Go ahead and do me a huge favor and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. Also, don't forget to click the link in the description section and pick up your copy of my new book, The VA Compensation Blueprint. It's time to win. Veterans, today's video. Things to avoid VA claim delays. I hear so often, Dwayne, I'm in this stage, I'm in that stage. It's been this amount of months. It's been that amount of months. Every claim is different. As a former VA rater, I've rated claims that the veteran just submitted 2 or 3 days ago, or 2 or 3 months ago, or 1 or 2 years ago, all right? It just depends on a lot of factors. So I'm going to give you some things to avoid, and hopefully your claim is not delayed. Let's get into it. Number 1, incomplete or missing evidence. Woo! Say it again, people. Incomplete or missing evidence. Filing without all necessary medical records, service treatment records, also known as STRs, or supporting documentation forces the VA to request additional information, adding months to processing time. People, the VA is giving you 365 days to get all this stuff. You do the intent to file, you got 365 days. Also, on the 526EZ and 0995, it has boxes. Hey, have you received any treatment anywhere? You put any doctors in there, the VA has a duty to assist to go out and get these records for you. Here's the nugget, people. Get the records yourself. Do the intent to file, 800-827-1000. I want to do an intent to file for compensation. You got 365 days to get these records from these doctors and submit them with your VA claim. Simple as that. If you don't, they're going to send you 4142 and a lot of back and forth. You just added 3 to 6 months onto your claim. Good luck with that. Number 2, missing or late CMP exam. If you miss your scheduled compensation and pension exam, or it gets rescheduled multiple times due to examiner availability, your claim sits in limbo until the exam is completed. Now, I understand things come up. The VA has something called good cause. If you miss an exam due to good cause, maybe a sibling, parent passed away, they're in the hospital, you may have a surgery coming up, you need to let the VA know ASAP. Don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you how you do it. Call 800-827-1000 and you explain to them, hey, I have to go out of town unexpectedly. I had a death in the family. I have surgery or whatever it is. Good cause, not, oh, I'm going to a dog show. My famous dog or my best friend, my dog, is I gotta take my dog to the vet, something like that, okay? So look up in the M21-1 good calls and they actually give you some examples. So you want to call 800-827-1000 and explain to them what is your good cause for not being able to go to the exam, and ask them, hey, go ahead and reschedule me, okay? Also, you want to complete a VA form 21-4138 and put the same reason on that form, okay? Let them know why you can't show up. I have a video and it's called Quick Submit. You want to use that Quick Submit process to get that document to the VA ASAP, okay? Because you don't want to be called for a CMP exam and that CMP officer says you were no-show. Even if that happens, you want to do the same thing. So when it goes back to the VA and that CMP officer says, oh, the vet was a no-show, they're going to see that 0820 that you called in, because they have to document what you called in and talked about, and that 4138. And if you said reschedule, they should go ahead and reschedule you, okay? Let's keep going. Number 3, unclear or vague claim language. People, I got an error one time when I rated. Veteran wrote like a 2-page essay. And I went through and I thought that I had captured everything that they were claiming. Quality review team, QRT team, talked about that in a previous video. Oh no, the veteran was claiming this. I'm like, I don't see that. Well, you should have clarified it. I got an error. Lesson learned. You send me or your claim land on my desk and it's more than, a few sentences and I don't understand exactly what it is you're claiming, I'm kicking it back. I'm kicking it back. You start talking about, oh, in the 3rd grade, I pushed little Sally off the monkey bars and then I slipped and I hit my knee and I rolled down. I had some blue shoes on with white shoestrings and the shoestrings got a little bit dirty and I had to run all the way home and I noticed my right elbow was hurting and then I fell down. I had a scar. Nope, not doing that. I was like, I am never getting another error because a vet decided to write a 1-page, 2, 3, 4. I've seen them all the way up to 10 pages. They're thinking that they're telling you what they're claiming. I'm kicking it back. All I need to hear is I am claiming a low back condition with pain on reduced range of motion due to me being awarded the parachute badge during my military service. Please see my attached D214, which shows I was awarded the parachute badge. That's it, okay? Let's keep going. Number 4, insufficient service connection documentation. No proof of in-service occurrence, injury, or event, especially when STRs are missing or incomplete. Requires the VA to develop the claim through additional research and verification. Okay, people, get your claims folder. Understand what's in those STRs and what they're looking for: diagnosis, treatment, complaint, injury, disease, as it pertains to the condition you are claiming. Now, there are some conditions that don't need to be documented. Presumptive conditions, okay? Diagnosis, but there's other criteria you have to meet. Tinnitus, it's based off your MOS, or if you were in combat, being exposed to acoustic trauma. PTSD, if you're claiming combat, and they could put you in one of those combat zones. All right, so let's make sure if it's direct service connection, you need 3 elements: a current diagnosis, a link, I just talked about 5 different links, and a nexus, right? Let's keep going. Number 5, this is the last one. Letting VBA, Veterans Benefit Administration, request records from private providers instead of submitting yourself. I talked about that earlier, people. Okay, talked about it earlier. When you put on that 526 or 0995, you receive treatment from somewhere, they're going to send you a 4142 and they're going to put a claim level of suspense of 30 days. And then they're going to say you have 30 days to send it back. Okay, you send it back. That doesn't mean they're going to look at it on that 31st day. It could sit there for another 30 days. Then it goes to those private doctors. They're going to put another 30 days claim level suspense. Then they're going to wait on it to come back from the doctor. They're not going to check it on the 31st date, all right? They get no response from any of these doctors. They're going to send you another letter. Going to put another 30 days. And guess what's going to be in that letter? We did not hear anything back from these doctors. It is your ultimate responsibility. People, get these records yourself, okay? But if you want to do that, hey, I get it. Some veterans are not able to go out and do it for whatever reason. I understand. But if you do that, I'm making it clear, you just added months onto your claim, okay? Now, If you're still sticking around, go ahead and put that fire emoji in there, and I got a bonus. I got a bonus for you, okay? So, another one, regional office staffing shortages or backlog levels. A lot of times during the holidays, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas, VA employees take off, but there are only a certain number of raters per team that could take off, all right? Now, I wasn't fighting for anybody to take time off. I had a lot of sick leave. The day after Thanksgiving, day after Christmas, depending on when it fell, I'm calling off sick that day. I need to take a step back, recharge, and hit it hard the following week, okay? I didn't want nobody telling me, oh, you can't take off this, that, and the third, okay? So I always kept sick days, or if I was sick, or whatever the case, you never know. By the time you see this video, I'm recording it during the government shutdown. Luckily, VSRs, RVSRs, DROs, they are deemed essential, so they did not furlough those individuals. They're furloughed, but they have to work. They're not getting paid, but they are working, okay? Crazy, right? I didn't even think about that when I said it. I'm gonna give you another bonus. Claims requiring special handling, Camp Lejeune, burn pits, Agent Orange. For a year, I worked NEMA cases. I got really good at confirming boots on ground for Vietnam veterans, all right? You submit 10,000 pages of documents, somebody has to look at that. That's like a needle in a haystack. Why don't you go through that evidence and look at it? Oh, they need this, they don't need that, to help them push that claim to the next level. A lot of Vietnam vets have a lot of stuff in their folder, and I had to go through and look and look and look. And remember, VA employees are on production quotas. All right, so I gave you 5 things, then I gave you a couple of bonuses of some things that could potentially delay your VA claim. People, understand what you're doing with your claim, understand what you're submitting and what's in your claims folder. That is important, okay? Because you could do something to cause a delay, and you do not want to be that particular veteran. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.